Alright, apart from the fact that this is somehow all very unexpected, I'm in my own apartment now, and you can see it's still kind of raw, right? I'm just putting stuff out. So this is all still taking shape. There's nothing in here. Right, this is where we'll have the kitchen. Yeah, so I also feel comfortable to just show you a bit, right? I also will show you roughly how this is going to look at the end. I also will show you a bit of the process of what I'm doing, which I find important, which also means I will have to do most of the work in here. So when I planned this month of May, I said I would call this May I, right? So may I introduce to you my new working grounds from which I will produce all my content, and just what I would like to say to you, because, right, this is about spirituality. I find it important to say that, right, I'm doing this as a spiritual practice to grow, because the way my life was going was really terrible. And I'm living next to a school now. Before I was living next to a kindergarten. But from here I have a very good look at the playground of the school. And what I realize is that children have no real direction when it comes to movement. Children are only being directed when they are supposed to sit on chairs and answer questions. You know, you have to sit there and listen, and then you're being told, this is what you have to answer. When somebody asks you a question, don't think about it. This is what you have to answer, right? This is what you're being told by the people who say they care about you, right? All they care about is to tell you what they think you have to know, but they don't tell you anything that is really important. Because all the stuff that I learned in school, I basically had to forget again. Or some of this I actually never even remembered. It didn't really stick. And the reason it didn't stick was because it's meaningless to life. It's meaningless to know what happened 200 years ago. It's meaningless to life what happened 500 years ago. It's meaningless to know who conquered what continent and then say, yeah, he was so great because now it's America or whatever, right? It's like, it's really meaningless, and the reason it's meaningless is because to my life today and the way I feel, it has no benefit. It does not contribute to the way I feel about life and about my purpose and about what I can do, right? It does not help me to discover my own untapped potential. But what helped me to discover my own untapped potential was the teachings of spirituality. But other than just reading books, because I'm not a big fan of reading smart books, right? I like reading novels. Right? At the moment I'm reading Howl's Castle. I like that. I like reading a story and then figuring it out for myself, what it means to me, what I read in there, because I ask myself, how do I feel about what I read in this book? And so, although I actually, I don't want to really talk outside at the moment. I don't know why. I know why. Because people hear me, they judge what I say. And their judgment will be part of my recording, and I can't really have that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to record a series of exercises and simply talk about a few things, because I don't want to make these videos like super long. I make long videos. These I want to make a bit shorter, because there's just simply a few exercises which are very basic, but which might as well change your life. And for that you don't even have to have a very good habit of eating, because maybe you're still overeating, but that doesn't matter. Because if you feel really hungry at the moment, then the way I started doing it was I ate something, because if you have food at home, it's very hard to resist it. And most of us, we use food as a method to make ourselves feel good. And that means when you have this, you have a feeling, you eat. What do you do then? Normally you would eat and then you would slump on the couch or watch a movie. What you could do instead is you could use, now that you feel relaxed about your desire to eat because you just fulfilled that, and then you could work on your desire to connect with spirit. And the way to do that is to basically sit quietly. You know, I'm trying to keep these a bit short, right? So I'm just going to sit here in front of this wall. You could just sit like this, just like this, on your knees, because this is easier to keep upright with. You place your hands on your legs, you close your eyes, and you just breathe into your stomach, and you just try to feel how your body feels. How do you feel now with what you've eaten? How do you feel about how much you've eaten? How do you feel in general? How does the food make you feel? Now, if you have a day where you're really hungry, you can do this. Instead of eating, you could say, I'm just going to sit down in this posture for a while and just stretch out the moment until I'm going to eat. This is the first exercise.